Hello, good morning. I'll go take a seat and then we can get started. So, I hope that you are all well. Come and take a seat too if you want to, as usual, lift the hips up on a block or a cushion. Please do that. I hope you all have had a good week so far. It's been a bit colder than last week, isn't it? This weather. My internet's still been a bit of a problem, so I thought I'll just pre-record it again so that I know that it's all all sails smoothly. It's not too jumpy, hopefully. It's all alright. But if there are any injuries or niggles, any new things that have come up in the last week or so, then during the whole practice today, just be mindful of how your body's feeling, how your mind's feeling. You might be feeling a bit tired, a bit groggy, maybe don't particularly feel like doing this, but something in you's told you to give it a go today. So, just respect your body, remembering the Sanskrit word ahimsa. So, respecting your body, looking after yourself first, and of course looking after others and having others in the front of your mind too. So if you'd like to play some music in the background, then please feel free to get that on now. I've got some here, you might be able to hear it slightly. But if you do have your phone nearby, then just make sure it's on silent or on airplane mode so that it's not lighting up and distracting you throughout the next hour or so. If you want to grab some water and have that near, please go and get that. You can keep your socks and jumpers on for now. I've got mine on. Hopefully it'll start to warm up the body a bit and we can take those off when we come to standing. Or if you're getting a bit warm. Anything else? High or low blood pressure, and if you're not on medication, then just be mindful when we're coming from lying or sitting, or when we've got the head below the heart. Be careful when we come back up. I'll give some variations throughout, but just be mindful of that so that we're not getting too dizzy or lightheaded throughout. I can sometimes get a bit of that low blood pressure. I don't think, if you want to have a blanket nearby, then maybe you want to put that next to your mat now for our relaxation, or who knows, we might need it for something else. I think that's it. So we'll start with our warm-up. Warming up the muscles, the joints, the ligaments of the body, getting a bit of fluid back into the joints. Maybe you're feeling a bit stiff today. Who knows what you've been doing? Maybe you slept a bit funny last night and your neck's feeling a bit stiff. Maybe your back's a bit sore. Anyway, we'll start to move the body gently to prepare for the rest of our practice and the rest of our day. So start in a nice comfortable seated position. That might be cross-legged. That might be for you having your legs straight out, or maybe even kneeling. Anything that's comfortable for you. But wherever you are, we'll sit up nice and tall, elongating the spine. We're going to bring the hands left to right, fingertips just touching the mat. And then take a second just to roll the shoulders back so that the heart space is nice and lifted, nice and open. The chin is parallel to the floor. And we're simply just going to drop the right ear towards right shoulder. Now if that's too much with the arms down by your sides, then please just bring them onto the lap. Having the arm out to the side just allows the shoulder to drop a bit more and a bit more of an opening to come into the side of the neck here. But again, if that's too much for you today, just bring the hands onto the knees or into the lap. But wherever you are, take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, see if you can release a little bit more. We often all hold tension in the neck and the shoulders. You might start to feel the shoulder dropping as we allow the tension to melt away. So we'll come to the left side now by just gently dropping the chin towards the chest, rolling the left ear towards left shoulder. And if this side is, much tighter, then maybe now you bring the hands onto the lap. Or if it's feeling the opposite, a bit more open than the other side, maybe try to bring the hands out. For me, I feel like this side's a bit more tight for me. A bit more tension here. But again, just bringing our awareness to the breath. The exhale allows some tension from the body to melt away. So we'll start to speed this up just a little bit more. Rolling the chin along the chest again towards the right. Noticing the tension. And again, rolling the chin along the chest, left ear towards left shoulder. Mobilizing the neck. Bringing movements into the joints. One more time on each side. Rolling the chin along the chest. Right ear towards right shoulder. And roll the chin along the chest. Last time, left ear towards left shoulder. And on your next exhale, just bring the head back up to centre. Just take a nice deep breath in here. Just to recenter ourselves and maybe sigh the breath out. So then we will extend our arms out left to right. And we're simply going to turn the body towards the right side of the mat. Left hand just rests on the right knee. And the back hand just gently drops behind us, helping us keep a nice upright spine. Now don't force any twisting into the spine here. This is just a gentle opening. So maybe the hand doesn't come all the way to the knee. Maybe it just rests on the leg. We just want to get this slight thoracic twist midsection of the spine here. Just to start to warm the spine up. And release the hands, gently swing the arms now to the other side, towards the left side of the mat. Right hand coming onto that front leg. And we can gaze just where the head naturally comes to. Again, we'll release the hands, come round to the right side. Left hand on the right knee. Inhale, feel length in the spine. Exhale, release. Maybe you slightly go further into the twist. No forcing, respecting your body. Ahimsa. We'll release the hands again, swinging through to the left. Right hand comes onto the front knee. Inhale, finding length and expansion in the spine. As you exhale, maybe you venture a tiny bit more into our twist. Starting to mobilize the spine, the joints, the rib cage. And then we'll gently release back to centre. We'll extend the arms out, left to right again. This time we're going to do our side bend, so we'll drop into the right hand. Again, that hand can come wherever is most comfortable for you, anywhere onto the side of the mat. Left arm, palm facing up towards the sky, reaching up and over towards the right side of the mat, dropping that shoulder away from the ear. Inhale, feel the rib cage expand. Exhale, maybe go a tiny bit further. Just trying to feel this openness in the side body. So on your next exhale, simply come up and over, dropping this time into the left hand. Right palm flips up towards the sky, and we're reaching up and over to the left side of the mat. And again, dropping that right shoulder away from the ear. If the mind starts to wander, just bring your awareness back to the breath. The inhale and the exhale. We'll come up and over again, dropping into the right hand, working a tiny bit faster here, dropping the left ear away from the shoulder, shoulder away from the ear. And then again, up and over, drop into the left hand, right arm up and over. Inhale, feel the rib cage open. And then we'll come back to centre. So we can stay on our blocks. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. You might find it more comfortable to place the feet quite a way away from the body. Maybe that allows the knees to drop side to side a little bit further. And if this really isn't comfortable, we can bring the feet to the edges of the mat and just allow the knees to drop as far as they want to come today. But wherever you are, we'll sit up nice and tall, allowing the knees to drop side to side, starting to open up through the pelvis, through the hips. We can bring our hands anywhere onto the lower legs, the shins, or maybe they even come to the feet or the toes. But maintaining this nice elongated spine, we're gently from the hips going to tip forwards, gently drawing our chest towards the feet or maybe the mat. Again, only going as far as your body allows you today. Maybe start to bring the hands onto the mat, just by your feet. Keeping the chin, I was going to say parallel, but it's not parallel to the mat anymore. Keeping the neck nice and elongated. Almost like we're gazing into a nice mirror here, or a pond. Allowing any tension to melt away out of the hips. With the exhale, maybe come a tiny bit further down towards the mat. Maintaining that nice long spine. And then on your next exhale, gently press up to sitting. So if the feet are in our butterfly or Baddha Konasana here, we'll gently bring the hands behind us and just bring the feet now to the edges of the mat. You can stay on your block. If you are on a block, maybe just come right onto the edge of it. We're going to come into our churning the mill. So we want the feet to be about as wide as the yoga mat. Maybe you're a bit more comfortable with the toes off the mat. But we'll interlock the fingers just in front of the chest. We'll come over towards the left as we reach the arms forward, leaning the body towards the front of the mat. Going over towards the right, we bring the hands back to the chest. We're creating this circular shape with the hands, and the body follows that. Churning the mill. So imagine that you're churning an old mill, or maybe an old-fashioned coffee grinder, or you can imagine you're stirring a big pot of porridge or something. Allowing the chest to reach forwards and the spine to arch as you come back. Opening up through the hips, the back body, the rib cage, the shoulders, the back, the spine. And the next time the hands come back to the chest, we'll just reverse our circle. Coming over towards the right first, reaching forwards towards the left. Circle back. Starting to feel the body becoming a bit more open. And last one. Come back to centre. Lovely. So we'll just elongate the legs out in front of us. Place the hands behind us so that we can lean onto them slightly. And we're simply going to rotate the ankles. If you want to click the toes, get out any kinks in the ankles, the feet. This is your chance. Give it a bit of a freestyle, so circle one way and then the other. But if you feel any, bits of tension in maybe the bottom of the foot or the top of the foot as you're pointing, then just maybe stay there for a moment and gently wobble the feet. Just bringing some synovial fluid into the ankles. Synovial fluid's a bit like WD-40 for the joints. It just keeps them a bit more oiled. Okay, and then we'll simply come up to sitting. Maybe we'll cross the legs so we've got a bit more length in the spine. Bring the hands together in front of us, interlock the fingers, and we're going to come into our figure of 8. Again, same as the ankles, we're just bringing synovial fluid into the joints. So we've got a bit of cushioning, a bit of oiling in the joints, helping us maintain healthy joints and helps us to build strength in the muscles of the body. Okay, so we'll release the hands. Wherever your block is, we'll bring that to the side of the mat. We may need it later. We'll take any socks off now. I think I'll take my jumper off too. Oh, socks stuck on. I'm starting to warm up a bit. Maybe you are too. And then we'll shuffle our bottoms to the front of the mat. I'm going to come here so that you can see me. So we'll bring our toes to the front of the mat. We've got a nice bend in the knees. We'll bring the hands underneath the knees, holding onto the backs of the thighs. Just make sure there's nothing on your mat or near your mat that you can hit your head on or anything like that. We're going to rock and roll up the length of the spine a few times. So we'll start to lean backwards, allow the legs to flip up as we rock and roll up and down the length of the spine a few times. And we can have some fun with this. So don't worry if maybe you get a bit stuck. Maybe you don't come all the way forwards. Maybe your legs accidentally flip you backwards. But just feel that lovely massaging feeling in the back, the spine. One more time. And then we'll come to stillness. I love that. I'll just shuffle back again so you can see me. But from here, we'll drop the feet to one side, using the hands to come onto the knees. I'm going to shuffle back so that you can see me. My mat's gone all wonky. So actually, come to the centre of your mat as well. We'll bring the hips over the knees, the shoulders over the hands. Actually, we'll widen the hands a little bit. We're going to come into our downward dog first. So we'll bend the toes, curl the toes under, and we're going to lift up from the hips up into our downward dog, allowing the backs of the legs to start to open. We won't stay here for long, we're just going to open up through the backs of the legs a bit. We'll take a little walk with our feet, pedaling one foot out and then the other. Adho Mukha Savasana, our downward dog. Come to stillness. And then we'll gently drop the knees back down to the mat again. We'll uncurl the toes, sit back on the heels just for a moment, extending the arms out in front, dropping the forehead to the mat. Inhale. And on your exhale, we'll come back to our tabletop position again. Again, we'll make sure that the hands come underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the feet. So we're going to start by extending the right leg out behind us. We're going to do a few knee to noses. So pressing our extended foot out behind us, imagining that we're pressing it into a wall, bending that knee, tucking knee to nose underneath the body. Again, we'll extend that leg out behind us, bend knee to nose. Extending out behind us and bend knee to nose. Last one, we're going to do something a bit different. We'll extend the leg out behind us. And this time we're going to bring it to the side, just as far as it will go. Back behind us. Tuck knee to nose. And then we'll drop the knee. And that can be quite crampy in the hips sometimes. So maybe you felt that there. I'm going to flip over so you can see me as we come to the other side. Again, maybe realigning hands under shoulders, knees under hips. So this time extending the left leg out behind us, pressing that foot into an imaginary wall. We'll bend that knee now, bringing knee to nose underneath the body. And extend that leg out behind us. Bend knee to nose. And extend behind. Bending knee towards nose, rounding through the spine. Extend. This time we'll bring the leg out to the side. Bring it back behind us. Bend knee to nose. And bring that knee down. We'll take a moment to come sitting back on the heels. Come to kneeling for a moment. We'll place the hands just in the lap, palms face up, one on top of the other. And just take a moment to close the eyes. Just take a little rest here. Bringing your awareness back to the gentle ebb and flow of the breath. If the chitter chatter starts to come into the mind, trying to leave anything that's not serving you today, leave that outside the room, away from the mat and away from your practice. This is your time for your yoga, not your time for worrying about lists or conversations or things you've got to do. Trying to leave that at the door. Inhale. Exhale, we'll blink the eyes open again. So we're going to we'll come into our downward dog again in a moment. And then we're going to do kind of some more restorative, relaxing postures today. I say that, maybe they won't be so relaxing for you. Some of them can be full of tension, shall we say. But we need to release that tension sometimes. Anyway, we'll figure out what happens in a minute. So we'll come back onto hands and knees. I'll just move to the side, bringing what are these called? The hands to the edges of our mat, spreading the fingers, imagining that our hands are filling a dinner plate, or you can imagine that the hands are like starfish. We'll tuck the toes under. Just going to want my hands out a bit more actually. Tuck the toes under. Imagine someone's lifting you up from the hips. Draw the hips up towards the sky. Soften the knees. Maybe soften the elbows to allow the shoulders to release and the neck and the head to release. Maybe you want to take a little walk with your dog, pedaling one foot then the other again. Or maybe you just want to come to stillness. Gently pressing the chest towards the thighs. Elongating through the spine. Inhale, exhale, release, let go. We'll extend the right leg out behind us, coming into our three-legged dog like we did last week. This time we'll bend the knee and we're going to bring our right knee towards our right hand, right at the top of the mat, placing the lower leg on the floor. We can drop our back knee to the mat and we can start to wiggle our back leg out. We want our back leg to be nice and elongated, either with the toes tucked or foot flat on the floor. So keep your front leg as, tucked underneath the body as you need to here. We're opening through the hips. And maybe you notice that you start to drop into the right hip. If that's, maybe I'll come this side so that you can see me a bit better. If you feel like you're dropping into this hip and the back leg's twisting onto the side here, we can bring our block or a cushion and just place that underneath the hip so that the hips are level. Our foot is underneath the pelvis and we're using the hands and the arms to lift the chest here. This is our pigeon. So you might notice a big area of tension in the hips here. We're going to wave down through our spine a few times. So by that, I mean we'll extend through the fingers again, spreading the hands. With our exhale, we'll bend the elbows back towards the bottom of our mat, bringing our chest and our head towards the floor. Exhale, press up, open the chest, release the head. Dropping chest and head towards the floor again. Inhale. Exhale, pressing up to sitting. One more time. We'll gently bring head and chest towards the mat. This time we're going to stay down, so maybe the head comes towards the floor. Or maybe it comes to the floor. Maybe it doesn't come so far, so we can bring the elbows onto the mat. Still spreading the fingers, spreading the palms. Wherever you are, just close the eyes. Inhale, feel length through the spine. Exhale, see if you can send that breath down into the hip joint. Inhaling love and exhale love. Inhale length. Exhale, try and let go a little bit more. You can almost imagine that someone's gently pressing on the lower back, allowing the hips to release further towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale, we'll open the eyes, press into the palms, and we'll come back to sitting. So we'll remove the block from underneath the hip. Now we can roll onto the right sitting bone. We'll bend the left leg, swinging that around to the front. We'll use the hands to help us get there. And we're going to bring, I'll come this way, we're going to bring the left foot just next to the knee. Now if this is too much for the knee, we can just bring that out in front again. Maybe just a bit further than our left knee. So wherever you are, we'll sit up nice and tall. We'll bring our left hand around our left knee. Right arm coming up alongside the ear. We're gently going to draw our right arm towards our left knee. Letting go with our left hand, we'll gently bring that behind us. Inhale, elongate the spine, lift the chest. Exhale, start to journey into a gentle thoracic twist here. Chest coming over towards the left side of the mat. Again, maybe you close the eyes. Inhaling, length in the spine. Exhale. Try and let go of tension somewhere that you're holding on to. Maybe in the shoulders, the elbows, the thighs, the toes. Inhale, length. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, sitting tall. And this time on our exhale, we'll gently come back to centre. So our right knee was either, tucked underneath the body, or it was elongated here. We're going to elongate through the left leg, bringing the right foot onto the inside of the left leg. Now you may want to sit up on a block here, lifting the hips, which allows the hamstring to release a little bit more. And we'll find a nice soft bend in the left leg. It doesn't have to be straight, mine's bent. But we'll sit up nice and tall. Again, if the right knee is troubling you at all, we'll just bring that to the side again. No problem at all. Sitting up nice and tall, like in our butterfly, our Baddha Konasana. We'll start crawling our hands either side of the left leg, drawing our chest towards our knee. Imagining we're gazing into a pond or a mirror, bending from the hips. Our left toes are still engaged, we've still got energy in the toes. They're not pointed or limp. We've got energy in every limb. Feeling that tension, I can definitely feel it in the calf, in the back of the thigh. So what we do to release is sending our exhale to those places of tension. Inhaling, lengthening through the spine. Exhaling, venturing a little bit deeper into our one-legged forward fold. And exhale. We'll gently walk our hands back to sitting. So we're going to bring our left leg this time out towards the side. So we'll also turn our body to face it. I say face it, we're kind of facing in between the legs here. Again, right knee, any problems, we can bring that foot flat onto the floor. Or it can be tucked with the heel near the pelvis. Again, spine nice and tall. If you want to place that block underneath the hips, I've still got mine there. It just allows you to elongate a little bit more through the spine, and then we can get a bit more length in the spine and in the legs. But sitting up nice and tall, we'll elongate the arms. We're going to flip our left palm to sky, gently placing the back of the hand anywhere onto our extended leg. We'll flip our right hand now up towards the sky and bring our arm up alongside the ear, gently pressing into our left hand. So we'll start to notice again the opening in the side of the body here and also in the back of our leg. If you want to take a bend to that knee, again, no problem there. We're just trying to create length in the body, which in turn will create flexibility. But our real aim is to release tension from the body. Tension can manifest into negative ways of thinking, even disease. So inhaling, again, see if you can bring length, bring expansion into the body. Exhaling, maybe coming a bit further. And remember that left hand can be anywhere on the extended leg. And then we'll gently come back up to sitting. Feel the blood flow back into your arm. Release our block from our hips. Bending both legs now out in front of us. Again, we'll bring the feet to one side, dropping onto the knees, coming back to our all fours. So we may need to recenter ourselves. We may have made a bit of a journey away from the centre of our mat there. But just realign knees under hips, and we're coming back into our downward dog. So we'll bring our hands maybe a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Tucking the toes under, lifting up from the hips, pressing chest towards our thighs. Inhale, exhale. We'll gently bring our left leg out behind us, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, swing underneath the body, left knee towards left hand. And again, we'll walk our back leg away. Back toes can be tucked or foot flat on the floor. Again, if you're feeling you're rolling onto that hip, we want the hips to be nice and level here. So we can bring our block or cushion, maybe multiple cushions, underneath the hip here, allowing us to sit up nice and tall. You might need to shuffle it around a bit until you get comfortable. There we go. So we can come onto the fingertips, or maybe you're comfortable with palms flat on the floor here. But just find a way as you inhale to open the heart space. So we're going to flow up and down the length of the spine a few times on this side too. So on your next exhale, we'll gently draw our chest and our head towards the mat, bending the elbows. Inhale, pressing up to sitting. Exhale, elbows bend, chest draws towards the floor. Inhale, pressing up, opening our chest, our shoulders, our heart space, and gently flowing down towards the mat. If the forehead comes towards the mat, then we can rest here. Or if it's not quite there, we can bring the elbows or our forearms onto the mat, spreading the fingers, pressing into the hands. We'll close the eyes. And again, just scan the body for areas of tension. Maybe you're holding some tension in the back foot, the back knee, our bent hip, the toes, the hands, the arms. Inhale, exhale, let go, release. Inhale, exhale. Imagine someone's gently pressing on either hip, allowing the pelvis and the hips to come closer towards the mat. If the mind starts to wander, we'll gently bring our breath into the body, focusing on the inhale and the gentle exhale. And on your next exhale, we'll return to sitting. We'll remove that block from underneath the hip, sitting onto our left hip, using the hands to bring our right foot into the front of the mat. Just going to, blow my nose. So, our left leg is still bent. Our right foot comes on the inside of the knee. I'll come here so you can actually see me. So we're here. But if there's a little bit of trouble in the left knee, we can again bring that foot flat onto the floor alongside the side of the yoga mat. So wherever is most comfortable for you, it might be different, totally different to the other side. Sitting up nice and tall wherever you are. Right hand is hugging the right knee. We'll lift the left arm up towards the sky. Gently now bringing our left hand to the right knee. Our right arm journeys behind us, placing the hand anywhere behind your hip. That hand's there just to support the spine and keep us nice and elongated. And the spine nice and upright. Inhale, feel length in the spine. Exhale, start to very gently journey the body round to the right side of the mat. Our gentle thoracic twist. Maybe the chin starts to come towards the right shoulder, and you can gently gaze towards the back right side of the mat or the room. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, release. So with our spinal twists, we're bringing mobility and flexibility into the spine in order to create healthy joints in the body. And we're also stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms the body, relaxes us, and takes us away from any places of anxiety or worry or stress. So inhale, and on your exhale, let go. Maybe you sigh the breath away. Let go of anything worrying you, any stress in the body, any stress in the mind. And on your next exhale, very slowly and gently come back to centre. So, I've forgotten what we did now. Extend the right leg out in front of us. Left foot comes onto the inside of the thigh. Again, we can always bring that foot flat onto the mat if that's more comfortable for the knee. And if you want to sit up on your block here, that might help. We can bend our right knee. And we're going to come forward into our half or one-legged forward fold. So bringing the hands either side of the right leg, elongating through the spine, we can start to walk our hands towards the foot, drawing our chest towards the top of our thigh. Imagining we're gazing into a lovely, beautiful pond. Maybe you see your reflection. Creating length in the spine, in the back of the leg. Again, sending the breath to any areas of tension in the body. The eyes are open, you might want to close them or just bring a soft gaze here. Inhale, elongate, expand. Exhale, release. And then, more gently, blink the eyes open, walk the hands back to the centre. So we're sitting upright. We're going to swing our leg out towards the side here. I'm just going to shift over. I'm falling off the mat here. And we're going to turn our body in between our legs here. Again, our left leg can be bent, foot on the floor. Whatever's most comfortable for you. Sitting up nice and tall, excuse me. We'll bring our palms up towards the sky now. Bring our right hand anywhere onto our elongated leg. Our left arm coming up and over as we venture into our side bend here. And see if you can bring some energy into the right foot. So the toes are extended up towards the ceiling. Again, imagining that foot's leaning against a wall. Our toes aren't limp. We've got energy flowing through the body. Inhale, exhale, maybe come a little bit further. A little bit deeper. And then we'll come back to sitting. So we'll release our block from underneath the hips now, bringing that to the side of the mat. We'll turn so that our legs are both facing forward here. Bringing our feet flat onto the mat. We'll extend our arms out in front of us, palms facing up towards the ceiling, almost like we're going into our boat here. But we're going to come down to lying. So we'll tuck the tailbone under, using the muscles of the abdomen. We'll slowly start to roll down to lying. See how far you can get until your body just maybe flops down to the mat. Maybe you feel a bit of a shake as we engage the muscles of the abdomen. Once you're here, we'll hug the knees into the chest. Rocking and rolling from one side to the other. Massaging the lower back. Releasing any areas of stiffness, areas of tension. Maybe you bring the palms of the hands to the knees. And we draw circles. One way and the other. Working out any kinks that you're feeling in your body. So we'll come to stillness. And today we're just going to do a very simple inversion. We'll bring our feet once again onto the mat. Pressing into the hands and the feet, we'll lift the tailbone, tuck the tailbone underneath the body, and place it back down again. So we've got this kind of scoop in the tailbone now. The lower back is flush with the mat. From here, we're going to release one leg up towards the sky. The leg could be as bent as you like. And then simply bring the other leg up towards the sky. If you have any high blood pressure, this should be okay for you. But if you feel uncomfortable at any point, then we can just come to a comfortable lying position. If the legs are not comfortable here, we can bring them maybe to rest on a chair or a sofa or against a wall. But with having our legs, our feet above the heart, we can start to bring any of that stagnant blood from the lower body up towards the upper body, the head and the heart, helping us to create healthy circulation in the body, healthy organs, and allowing us to have this fresh supply of oxygen throughout the whole body. And with your exhale, we'll gently bring one foot back onto the mat, and then we'll release the other. So from here, we'll come into our lying position. We can elongate the legs out in front of us here. Maybe our arms are alongside the body. If this isn't comfortable for you, then come to any comfortable lying position for you. If you're starting to feel cold, you can bring a blanket, put some warmer clothes on. Just get comfortable. And once you've found your comfortable lying position for today, just allow the eyes to close. Try and allow the muscles of the abdomen to release, the legs and the feet to flop from side to side, the shoulders release, the chin may be slightly tucked to allow for length in the back of the neck, but we're not tensing here. So we're going to come into our relaxation and our meditation for today, which I'll guide you through a little journey of the mind. So firstly, make sure that you're comfortable. The eyes are closed. And I'd like you to imagine that you're standing on a white sandy beach. It's early in the morning and a light hazy mist surrounds you. The sun is rising slowly. You can feel the warm orange light on your face and your body. You're feeling content, at ease, relaxed. The sand beneath your bare feet is soft and warm. A light breeze brushes your face. The beach is empty. You have it all to yourself. And you have all the time in the world. Just listen to the relaxing sound of the ocean. The waves are breaking gently on the shore. Begin to walk slowly through the mist towards the water. A small boat is waiting for you. The boat is comfortable, steady. And just notice that it's tied to the shore with a strong rope. Walk to the water's edge and step into the boat. You're feeling completely at peace, completely safe, and completely relaxed. So when you're ready, untie the rope and just let it go. Relax and allow the natural currents of the ocean to guide you away from the beach. Your boat drifts smoothly. It rocks gently in the water. This rocking motion relaxes you even more deeply. The sun is now higher in the sky. Its light has gathered strength. Notice that the mist that surrounds you is beginning to evaporate. You can see the air becoming clearer and clearer. Just watch as the sun's rays dissolve all of the mist. Now you can see clearly in all directions. It's as though a veil has been lifted. Sparkling ocean water surrounds you. And in front of you, a small island comes into view. Your boat moves closer and closer towards the island, gliding slowly and effortlessly through the water. The island is just drenched in sunlight. It's covered in tropical palm trees that sway gently in the breeze. Your boat glides slowly forward and comes to rest on the shore. You have arrived. Step out of the boat and take a moment to just appreciate this place of beauty. Exotic birds dance from tree to tree, and brightly coloured flowers grow in abundance. The air itself seems to shimmer and vibrate with pure luminous energy. You can hear the soothing sound of the wind as it passes through the trees. In this place, you are free from all memories of the past. You are free from all concerns about the future. You're free from all responsibilities. This is a place of total peace, and it's all yours. You notice an opening between the palm trees. In the centre of this opening, there's a narrow path that leads deep into a rich green forest. Begin your journey into the heart of the forest. Follow the path as it meanders between columns of ancient trees. This forest seems familiar to you, like the memory of a pleasant dream, or a place you visited as a child. Walk deeper into the forest. You are guided by a force that you trust and that makes you feel safe and nurtured and still. You have reached the very heart of the forest. Before you is a shimmering pond of crystal clear water. A pond of perfect stillness. The pond is round, and it brims with pure spring water. Just notice that the water is perfectly still, like a mirror, free from even the slightest ripple. A ladder with 3 steps leads down into the water. You decide to bathe in this magical pond. As you take the first step down into the pond, you notice that the wind has eased. All the trees have become motionless. As each moment passes, the world around you becomes more and more calm, and you yourself have become more and more still. As you lower yourself into the second step, all the birds in the forest become quiet. Their silence is deep. Now lower yourself onto the third and final step. and glide into the water. Feel yourself sliding into a deep state of relaxation. In this pond, your thoughts simply melt away. All is still and silent. The only sound that remains is the sound of the waves, far off in the distance. Your mind seems to expand. You feel timeless, vast, empty, relaxed. So we'll start to bring our awareness back into the room and back to our bodies. So maybe start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Gently rock the head from side to side. Maybe take the arms over the head. Take a nice big stretch. Maybe a yawn. And then when you're ready, gently, slowly roll onto one side of the body. Take a moment there and then gently come to sitting. Trying to keep the eyes closed. We'll bring our hands into Anjali Mudra. Thumbs at the heart space here. We'll chant our Om to close our practice, connecting us to the earth, to each other, and to our inner selves. So on our exhale, we'll chant Om, taking a nice deep breath in. Om. Peace to all, love to all, joy and health to all. We'll bring our thumbs to our third eye center, Ajna chakra, just in between the eyebrows. We'll bow towards the earth, saying Namaste. Let the light within me greet the light within you. We'll return to sitting, and we can blink the eyes open. Namaste. So I hope you are all feeling okay. That was quite a slow but deep, more restorative class today. So please let me know how you found it. Hopefully next week I'll have my proper internet sorted so that I can do a proper Zoom class again. But yes, please let me know any comments, questions, anything like that, and I'll come and say goodbye. Ooh. Thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.